Okay, we are visiting today with John Curtis, baseball coach Johnny Curtis, who is our All-Metro Coach of the Year for boys baseball in small schools. And we are discussing the Patriots' fine season, which culminated in a Class 3A state championship. Johnny, let's start first of all with getting some reflections from you on the season your team enjoyed and what would be key elements that factored into that.
We kind of alluded to it a little bit on after the state championship about having a bitter taste in your mouth. And I thought, sometimes when you set a goal for yourself, you work really hard. And as reflection back on the season, I think about the off-season program last summer, leading into the fall, the amount of time and effort that these guys had put into their bodies physically, the effort that when we started in January that they put in, the time they put in to get their skill set to where it needed to be able to give themselves an opportunity to compete. We fought through so much adversity between the weather elements of snow and rain, which was very odd this year, inconsistency of games, spreading them out. And we never really hit our stride until probably going about mid-March because we just couldn't get consistency in our play because it was so erratic. And in reflection, it just leads up to the leadership that this team had and the focus that they had, that they were determined to end up the way that they wound up with a state championship.
Between the lines, what was it about this team? What did they bring to the field that made them such a potent team? I mean, you go 26-3, your 3 losses or each by 1 run to schools in higher classifications.
I think it alludes to the team buying into the concept of know your role and play your role. And we had guys on the team that were older upperclassmen that their role was to come in and just hit, or their role was to play defense, or their role was to run the bases. And they did that role exceptionally. And I think that when a team buys into those concepts, you have something that's very special. And when people are rowing in the same direction and not pulling against one another, it gives you a greater opportunity to succeed. Not to say that our talent level wasn't good. That would be remiss to say that. But it just makes it that much better, and that's what probably this team possessed: an unselfish attitude. Do what you have to do to get the job done. And not that we did it perfectly all the time, but I tell you what, it was awfully gratifying watching those guys succeed at the end of the day.
Finally, 8th state championship in baseball in school history, the second under your tenure as head coach, and I believe it was the first since 2002,
That's
if I'm
correct.
not mistaken.
Yes.
Put some perspective on what it meant to you, your school, the Curtis community.
Well, first of all, you watch those softball girls celebrate so much, and being part of the football program, you celebrate so much, but probably maybe just because I'm involved in so much baseball, it's probably one of the most difficult sports to win a state championship in, because there's so many factors that go into it. And we were right on the cusp so many times from 2002 to 2015 and never did break through. And it was just such a gratifying feeling to see a group of kids, and it just really brought back those emotions of the last time we were there and won a state championship in 2002. And it was just an awfully gratifying time to watch these guys to reach their goal and really reach a pinnacle of where the program hasn't been in such a long time. And again, as I reflect on this, I'll always have the fine days of seeing the smiles on those kids' faces as we walked off the field in Salford.